Welcome to Life with Jason, episode 115, Growing and Expanding. Today I'm going to be talking about my growth journey and some of the things that I have learned as a result of these experiences that I've been having. So join me. Being on a journey for growth, as is the subtitle to to these videos, Life with Jason. It's also one of the two mantras that I have been living by: a journey for growth and live life differently. And as I think about my growth journey, one of the things that has really stuck out for me is something that I witnessed this weekend. I had the awesome privilege of being involved with the stage 2 of an exceptional speaking training course, and had the amazing experience of witnessing people transform right in front of my eyes over the course of the 2 days that we were on this course. It's a beautiful gift to see such growth in such a powerful way, and to hear people's stories, their life journey, their experiences, the things that they've learned, and to bring that forward in the form of words and to present that in front of people is, it was hard to put the words at the end when we were sharing for all the different people that had the opportunity to participate in this. But there were some things that really stood out for me. And one of those things is courage. The courage that it took for these individuals and for myself. For some of these people I've been getting to know more closely because I've been taking a lot of courses through the Flourishing Coach community. And so I've been getting to know these people better as they've been getting to know me better. And I have been becoming more comfortable around them because they're familiar with me, they're friends, they're like family. They're encouraging, they're uplifting. But there's still something about the act of getting in front of a group of people and sharing something from your heart. And this particular course was a little bit more challenging because we had to really dig a little bit deeper to find content to share. You know, we had 2 10-minute speeches and 1 5-minute speech, and to be honest with you, I think mine all ended up being closer to 5 minutes than 10 minutes on the 10-minute long goes, but it was still something to be up there and to step forward in a form of uncomfortability, to lay yourself out there. And when I think about today's topic of growth comes through challenge. Growth comes through facing adversity. Growth comes from being filled with courage in the moment. There were a couple people there in particular who have not ever done anything like this before in their life. It's in this form. And to literally witness them step forward, you can tell that they were nervous, that they were scared, and yet they followed through. They worked through that uncomfortable moment to expand. And literally to watch them over the course of the weekend as they got up from the first time to when they got up the last time, and they're worried about what to say. They're just literally scared of being in front because all eyes are on them. And by the end of the weekend, you can see that the tension ease off a little bit more and a little bit more each time they got up there. And they got more comfortable. It was beautiful to witness because they faced that challenge. They decided to stand up and participate despite the fear, despite the uncomfortableness, despite the nerves. And I'm so thankful that every one of us that participated was able to hold a safe space for them. Some of them were worried about their age because they felt that they were so young amongst a group of people that were so many years older than them, only to find out that from their perspective, they were able to share so much wisdom and knowledge, and they had actually something to teach us as people that are their elders. And to be encouraged that just because you perceive yourself to be young or not experienced or don't have the same experience that others have, it doesn't mean that you are less valuable or that the information that you hold is less valuable. And that was something else that has been profound, that I've been learning on my own journey as I've been growing and expanding, is to not cut myself short thinking that my experiences are not valuable, that somebody may not be able to learn from them, or that nobody will learn from them. And that's such a bunch of hogwash. We all have life experiences that are valuable. Our life experiences are something to be treasured. Whether we perceive them to be good or bad or indifferent, our perspective, our point of view, our interpretation of the things that have been happening around us, for us, through us, are all valuable things to share. It's all a matter of perspective. And I'm not talking about, the whole idea of relativity, like truth is relative. Like some people are trying to say that, no, it's what I'm meaning by this is that because we all have unique experiences, because we all have unique perspectives, because we all see things through a different lens in some way, by us sharing what we have learned with others, may help others to see life differently. Because we all have struggled in something, in some form, and in some way in our life. We have all walked down this path of life and been on this journey. And we've all experienced things. It's just a matter of what we can bring out of that experience that may shed light onto others who are struggling, who've been down a similar path that you have been, and is wondering, where do they go from here? One of the things that I've learned is that it's actually selfish for us to hold back our story from others. It's actually selfish to hold back our experiences from others and sharing our perspective. See, because it's not about being right or wrong. It's about what it might mean for others, how it might change someone else's life for the better. I struggled with that for a lot of years. I struggled with the idea of finding value in who I was as a person. Because so much of who I was ground up in this false identity that I had no value. As insignificant. And some people might say, well, Jason, you're just one person out of the 8 billion people on this planet. That's true. I am only one person out of the 8 billion that are on this planet. But that doesn't mean that I don't have something to share. It doesn't mean that there aren't others out there who need a word of encouragement because of something that I've said, who might be facing a trial, a tribulation, a darkness, and they just needed to hear something from somebody. And what I say could be what sparks a little bit of light into their life. And the same goes for you. I'm not saying that everybody has to put up videos like I do once a week. And I'm not saying that everybody has to do these things. But what are you hiding? What are you afraid of? Sometimes we're afraid to be vulnerable. We're afraid to be vulnerable because we're afraid that we might get rejected, or we might get mocked, or there might be somebody out there who would say, oh, whatever, like, that's life, just carry on, move on. See, we're not responsible for other people's reactions, and we shouldn't take personally other people's reactions to what we say or how we do things, because everybody is going to react or respond or see things from their own point of view. And so we can't hold that personal. We can't, just because one person says that, well, that just doesn't resonate with me. That's okay. That means that message that you had to share wasn't for them. It's because you know what? The truth is our messages, the messages that we send, the messages that I send on a weekly basis isn't going to be for everybody. And I know that. And I'm actually thankful for that. Because it keeps me humble. It keeps my ego at bay to some degree. So it shouldn't be about, well, I gotta be liked by everybody. Because that's impossible. There's no way that we're going to be liked by everybody. For those of us who share, there's no way. And so we got to keep that as a mindful reminder that it's okay for people to disagree with us. It's okay for people to not fully understand where we're coming from or see our perspective. It's perfectly fine. And that is also part of the growth journey, a part of the expansion, part of what makes this journey of life so beautiful. And the beautiful thing is that one of the things that I've been finding is as I've been on this journey, as I've been on this growth journey, I'm not trying to conform to every other person's whims. I'm able to stay more true to myself. Because I'm not looking to please everybody like I used to. And that is a huge shift for me. I was such a people pleaser. And it was detrimental. It was detrimental to me in so many ways because I lost who I was. Because I was trying to conform to everybody else's vision of who they thought I was or who I should be. It's been so freeing to allow this new version of me to awaken, this version of me that's always been there. It's always been there. But he was afraid to come out. So I'm going to ask you, what part of you is just dying to come out? To let the world see? What part of you is screaming, I'm here? This beautiful part of you that is right there under the surface. But you've been holding it back because you're afraid that there's people out there that might reject that version of you. Let him out, let her out. It is the most freeing and liberating experience to allow your true self to shine. It can be scary at times because, yeah, you're exposing a part of yourself that has been hidden for so long, trapped, that sometimes it doesn't even know how to act. And that's okay, because that's part of the expansion, is the exploration of this version of yourself that's been locked up so deeply. This beautiful, beautiful version of yourself that has been wanting and screaming and crying to come out. It's going to be awkward, but that's okay. Because by letting this version of yourself come alive, to see the light of day, is a gift, not only to yourself, but to every person in your life. Every person that you come across, the more real and authentic that you are, the greater gift it is to them. Even to those who are just meeting you for the first time, or maybe even just passing by as a stranger in the grocery store. The more authentic you are, the more real you are to yourself, the more authentic and real you are to the world around you, the more beautiful you are. And so part of this growth journey, part of this expansion that we're going through in life, this amazing experience, is allowing ourselves to be free, to express, to feel all those emotions that I personally tried to stuff away for so long. To be able to breathe in the moment and feel the nervousness and still step forward. The ability to feel empathy and love and compassion for those who are literally shaking as they're standing in front of you. To feel the pain that others have gone through as they've shared their story. But at the same time, not only feeling the pain, feeling the strength of endurance and the courage that they're displaying as they talk about their story. To share that with others, to be able to actually feel that with them, is a beautiful gift, and it's part of this growth journey that I've been experiencing. It's part of expanding us as a collective, as human beings. And that is part of the message that I've been trying to get through, maybe in not so many words, well, in a lot of words, I should say. Because here we are, over 2 years later. And I've been talking about growth. I've been talking about change. I've been talking about being the change. I've been talking about being the change that we want to see in the world. We all have it within us to step outside of our comfort zone. And it's in those uncomfortable moments that we grow, that we expand. It's in those uncomfortable moments that we get a chance to see the true raw form of ourself emerging. It's not always going to be puppy dogs, rainbows, and kittens. Sometimes it's going to be mud puddles. Sometimes it's going to be bogs. Sometimes the footsteps are going to be so heavy that you don't know how you're going to get through it. But once you get to the other side and you get a chance to reflect on that experience, You get a chance to see it for what it is. It's an amazing adventure. It's amazing achievement. I talked about that this weekend. That was one of my speeches, that it's not the destination. That was basically the title of my speech. It's not the destination. And through that speech, I highlighted that it was the journey to the destination that is the real gem in our stories. But it really is how we choose to look at it. And I understand, as I've shared so many times, there are things that happen in life that are beyond our control. There are things that happen in life that are tragic and hard, and the pain and the hurt goes deep. And I recognize that we can't look at those moments at life in the moment and say, oh, well, it is what it is, like, blah, 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 blah. We gotta really take it for what it is. We gotta feel the emotions that we need to feel in the moment. The hurt, the pain, the anger, the sadness, the depression, all of that. We can't bury it away and pretend all is good when it's not. But when we get to the other side, we can look back at it and say, oh, wow, what did I learn from that? How did I grow from that? How did it make me a better person by walking through that? I know it's hard to see it at times. It's really hard to see at times. You know, my story may not be as tragic as others. I may not have experienced the same depths or levels of pain of others, but I have felt pain. I have felt betrayal. I have felt those things that we want to say are terrible. And so I'm not going to make light of my journey anymore, because my experience is my experience. And the things that I get the opportunity to share with others to help them walk through their journey is a beautiful gift. In the moment, we may not be thankful for those challenging times. And even after the fact, it may be hard to see the light in it and be thankful for it. But when we do have the opportunity to see the gift in it, when we do have the opportunity to see how we grew through that, how we were able to expand through that, just the simple fact that we made it through that period of time in our lives to see another day is a glorious achievement in itself. And to be able to share that with others, even if you feel like you're not even fully healed from the experience, but to be able to stand up and say, hey, I'm here, I'm alive, I'm here for another day, and I'm still fighting. That's a beautiful gift to offer the world, because it gives others hope. It gives others the beauty to see that there's more to you than the things that have happened to you, than those tragedies, than those hurts and those traumas. See, every day that you walk through what you're walking through, you're growing and you're expanding. That's things that I've taken away for myself through my journey as I've been walking this path. And I wanted to share that with you today because we all have our stories. We all have this gift that we can give to others. So don't discount where you're at right now. Don't discount your age. Don't discount that you're not fully healed yet. Don't discount anything about who you are. Because you are a beautiful person. You were created to shine. And I know at times it's hard to shine. I find it hard at times. But don't be afraid to let yourself free. Don't be afraid to acknowledge the growth that you have experienced in life. Don't be afraid to share your experience with others. Because you are a gift to this world. You're a gift to everyone who is around you and those you have yet to meet and those who are within eyesight, but it may not be very close to you. I want to thank you guys again. This one's going to go a little bit longer, but I'm wrapping up right now. I want to thank you guys for your continued support. Each and every one of you who takes the time out of your week to watch these videos and listen to what I have to say, you're a gift to me as well. And I don't ask this very often, but as I am learning to grow and expand, I gotta step out of my comfort zone. And I gotta ask something from you guys. I gotta ask you guys to like this video, to share this video with your friends, your families, with coworkers, whoever else. Because you never know who might need to hear these words. That's something I gotta get into the practice of doing as well. When I see something that is encouraging that someone else has said, I gotta get into the habit of liking it and sharing it with others. Because why keep it to myself? I'm not the only one that needs to be lifted up in today's world. We all need to be lifted up. And so I thank you again. And until next time, much love.